Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Facebook Live episode. And this week I'm talking about falling in love with your business. And you might kind of wonder, where do you get that from? So I was listening to John Warrillow's podcast this week. His podcast is called, in case you don't know, Built to Sell Radio. And he interviews business owners who have been through the exit process. So I was on the podcast this week, and he was interviewing King, who is the owner of Association Analytics. And the title of the podcast was 3 Ways to Untangle Yourself from Your Business. So Debbie's story goes something like this. She's got to that stage where she's ready to do an exit, to get out of the business. And she lands up sitting and having a conversation with an advisor, describes as going to a pretty swanky place, sitting down with that advisor, broker, M&A person, and starting to have a conversation with the broker about the value of her business. And it turns out that her value is essentially worthless. So Debbie's business is all about analytics for clients. And she describes the business as having to almost write a Star Wars script for every single client that she works with. So you can imagine this, the amount of work that goes into onboarding and doing the work, and the consulting and the customization that goes into working with every single client. So she felt like every client involved writing a script. And what the broker does is turns around and says, what you've built over the last few years is worthless. I can't really do anything with it. And the way that Debbie described the feeling that kind of coursed through her body at the time was waves of dread coursing through my body. She'd put all this time into building the business only to find out that it was worthless. And some of the reasons for that are that it was over dependent on her and this ability to scale the business. So it's like taking a punch to the stomach. I know I've been there, I've sat in front of a broker or in front of buyers with my own business way back and having that same story being told to me. Sorry, what you've built up is essentially valueless at the moment. And what really struck me about this episode was Debbie's approach to dealing with it, because now you're in a business where you're probably frustrated, you're angry, you're almost not wanting to go to work anymore, and you've got to deal with it. You don't have much choice. You're kind of caught in a trap. You're being held hostage by your own business. So the only way of dealing with it is to try and fall in love with your business again. And that's exactly what Debbie talked about doing, just finding all the connections and the relationships, because that's what a business is. It's a series of connections and relationships with people and suppliers and staff, and figuring out how to fall in love with that. And John said to her, "Yeah, how did you do it?" And she talked about her ability to deal with negative thoughts. So you've had this situation where somebody's told you the business is not valuable, they can't sell it for you, you're frustrated, you're blaming others, you're kind of fighting with staff to get things done, you maybe even avoiding going into the office. But you've got to learn how to fall in love with the business again. It's like any relationship, any partnership. If you've been married and you go through ups and downs, or in any kind of relationship, you need to figure out how to kind of get over that and to fall in love again. It's the same thing with business. So she talked about dealing with these negative thoughts. And I was really quite interested in what you're saying, but I feel like there's more than just dealing with those negative thoughts. Obviously, as entrepreneurs, we need to be able to overcome those thoughts, and we need to take a thought and say, what do I do with this? But I think there's a lot more with that. That's what I want to share with you today. So the first thing, there's 3 key things that I believe can help you overcome this. The first one is an exit vision. If you're thinking about selling your business and you're not ready, step back and consider what that exit's going to look like, and think about what it's going to look like for you on a personal level. Think about what it's going to look like for you on a professional level, what you want to get out of the exit, who you might possibly sort of identify, or who you may identify as potential buyers of your business, and start thinking and investing the time in what this exit looks like and what that vision looks like. And the reason for that is, if you've got a vision, it's this kind of lighthouse on the horizon, and you can steer toward it. So when those negative thoughts come along, or you're getting frustrated, or you're starting to blame folks, you're getting anger. And I know for me, it was frustration and sort of irritation. People just weren't doing the things I needed done fast enough, or the way I needed them done. So you need to be able to deal with those, and having that lighthouse, being able to steer towards it, is crucial. So if you're thinking about exiting, make sure you sit down and you put together, or you formulate an exit plan. The second thing is really about mindset, and that's jumping into what Debbie was talking about. You're going to have negative thoughts, but you need to deal with those, and you need to be able to take a thought and think, okay, why am I frustrated? How do I deal with this frustration? Instead of being reactive about it, you need to be able to deal with that positively. And I think that along with mindset comes the ability to be grateful for what you've got. So you need to be able to take the time and say, I've got a business. Every day you wake up, be grateful that you're an entrepreneur and you're in a position to do something. You have a team, you have cash flow, you have revenue. You can turn and adjust and get yourself onto the right course. And coming from Africa and seeing poverty all over the world, being in a position where we have the ability to own businesses and to grow businesses is an amazing thing. So just having the right mindset and being grateful for what you've got, and sort of starting the day with one thing. And I know this might sound like sort of fluffy stuff, but it helps huge amounts. So one thing I'm grateful for, two things, three things through the day can get your mindset right and help you to deal with those negative thoughts. And the third thing I think is really important is vitality. As entrepreneurs, we need a huge amount of energy to do what we do. I mean, you need this energy to create things. And as entrepreneurs, our job is creating things. That's what we do. So being healthy, looking after yourself, getting enough sleep, eating the right food, putting the right fuel into your body. These are all important things that make sure you have the energy to get through what might be a very difficult time building value in your business over 12 months, 2 years, 3 years, until you get to that point where you're ready and you can sit down in front of a broker and get the value that you want for your business. And I'm not suggesting these by any means are all the things you need to do to create a valuable business. I'm simply saying that one of the first steps when you are in a situation where you're frustrated, angry, irritated with your business, with the people in your business and the connections, you need to work on kind of falling in love with that business again. And that's critical. So hope you have a great weekend. Same time next week. Look forward to seeing you again.